Hello everybody, it's Sarah and today I have my February wrap-up for you. This month I did not read as many books as last month, but since I read 14 books in January, it wasn't likely that I would read as many again. And so I just read 3 books this month, plus a few graphic novels and mangas, and I started a few other books. The first book I read this month was The Bands of Mourning by Brandon Sanderson, which is the 6th book in the Mistborn series and the 2nd book, or the 3rd book, depending on who you ask, in the Wax and Wayne trilogy. I absolutely love this book. I have a book talk on this book on my channel, but since it's not spoiler free, I would recommend you don't watch it if you have not read this book. Next, I continued my reread of the Black Jewel series by Anne Bishop. I reread the 4th book, which is Dreams Made Flesh, and this is a short story collection of 4 stories following different characters from the series, and obviously I love this book. After that, I thought I'd continue with Brandon Sanderson again, and I picked up Lon Trees, which is the first published novel by Brandon Sanderson, and this book was absolutely amazing. It's a standalone fantasy novel, and I didn't think that Brandon Sanderson could put as much world building into this high epic fantasy novel without actually losing plot and character development. And this is the first book that Brandon Sanderson published, so obviously it's not as good as, for example, Bands of Mourning, but it's still way better than some other fantasy books that I have read. I recommend all of you go read this book. It's so amazing. I loved it, I loved the characters, and I honestly want a sequel to this book. I need a sequel. Those were the 3 books that I read this month. After that, I picked up 2 shoujo mangas, which basically is the cutesy contemporary genre when it comes to mangas, and both of them I really liked. And I also picked up Black Widow, The Finely Woven Thread. I have been meaning to get into Marvel Comics for a while now, and I saw this at the comic shop that I usually go to buy my mangas. And since Black Widow is one of my favorite characters from the MCU, I thought I'd pick this up. And I have to say I was a little bit disappointed. I liked it, but I'm not sure if I want to pick up the next one. It was just a little bit too dark for me. I mean, of course it's going to be dark because it's about Black Widow, who is a spy with a pretty dark past, but I would still have liked to see some humor in there, because all that heavy atmosphere just made it kind of monotone. Then there were 2 more books that I started this month. First, there's the original Black Jewels trilogy, but I'm not that far in, I'm just kind of reading it in between. And I also started reading The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I don't know. I have no idea how you pronounce his name. And this is the Between Worlds book club pick for February, for which we didn't do an announcement because stuff kind of got in between. But I'm not too much of a fan so far. I only like the writing right now. I don't know, the story is kind of slow. And that's all the stuff that I read in February. I hope I'm going to read a bit more next month. Well, this month, really. And that's all I have to say. Tell me what you read this month, and I hope I'll see you soon. Kiss, kiss.